Hey guys, Jake here. So I started a channel called TeamBoardWipe. It's gonna be my own channel, kind of do my own thing, and really I'm just gonna try to do some gameplay uploads, go over some deck profiles, some combos, maybe talk to some people, possibly do pack openings. Probably not. I don't really buy packs that often. If I do, it's like one or two at the store while I'm there. Anyway, like what I want to do for my first video is really have a deck discussion on Cosmos. Um, all the new cards have been released for the next set, so I kind of really want to really like say what I think of all of them and kind of where I see the deck going. This is my sample list. I haven't tested too much obviously since some of the stuff just came out, but it's just like kind of what I'm feeling before I really test. I could be like really far off at the time. So start out just I put the Ghost Ogre. It's just a really good like. It's just like a pretty solid card. Also, just with each heli, it gives you different synchro plays. Like if you happen to need them. I think it's just really good at one. The Honest to really hit the damage into farm wheel, which you need to do. Take over constructs, and then that way you get your engine really rolling. And once you get a farm wheel search, like you really can do whatever you want. 3 Dark Destroyer. This card is actually incredible. Either just like popping, like Shadal's were a tough matchup, and I'll just like popping a construct where they're never going to be able to fuse from deck because you're not going to control an extract monster is really good. Also, just like it can pop itself and open up a bunch more combos where you can pop itself, summon for like if you like had a good witch in this, you could summon the good witch, summon this, pop it, attack the good witch, summon this, pop itself, summon the farm girl hit, search another one of this. There's also a combo which I'll talk about a little bit later with the card I run. This Kozmo Dogfighter. He's not the greatest. He's a dark, which is kind of important. He summons a token during every standby phase with the same stats as him. Basically, what he can do, though, is kind of like put a lot of damage on board and kind of let things get out of hand pretty quickly. He also can just like, you can tribute his token for like a Slip Rider, which is like pretty decent, I guess. I'm hopefully like if you have a token with him and like I don't know, a Ghost Dog, or you can Syncred or something. I haven't really like thought too much about different things I could do with this card. Farm Girl, I mean, you already know what that does. It's pretty standard. Forerunner, came brought up by the Dark Destroyer. I run 3 right now because I think it's really strong, but I could definitely see myself cutting this card to 2 based on however good this card is because they serve a lot of like the same function. Neither can be targeted. The Good Witch I just run at 2 because like her effect's solid. It's not amazing. Just the Book of Moon, but also like it can be very good at times. So it's nice to have 2 that have the option to be able to do it, but not necessarily have it all the time. 2 Slip Rider, kind of the same thing. Like the Papa card is Papa Speller Trap is pretty good. Not always the most useful, but overall just like pretty solid. The best of the new cards really, maybe Dark Destroyer. I haven't really decided yet. Strawman, you can just like all the ones that are level 4 or lower, you can banish him to someone one of the higher level. But his other effect is you can pay 500 life points to target a banished Cosmo, special summon it. Its effect's negated, but it's destroyed at the end phase. So what this is really good with is like the big ships, because if they're destroyed, they will just summon another monster with a lower level than them. So you can hit for a lot of damage. It's important to note also, according to his current text, you could summon your opponent's banished monster, which usually you wouldn't want to do, but you could possibly use that for an overlay play or something like that. But I'll talk about my combo with him in a little bit, actually. Wicked Witch, she's just pretty solid. She actually is a standalone, just like pretty good card that you could play in a lot of different decks. Just like pay 1,000 life points, and I can't be sure of battle card effects. Just a solid. Say if somebody like you're in the mirror match and somebody is going to go for a lot of damage and they hit your ship, you can just summon a Wicked Witch in defense mode and just like make it indestructible so you can live for the turn. And a new addition to the deck I think that is very strong, and hopefully will go to 2 in the next ban list, is Allure of Darkness. I don't think it will go to 2, I'm just hoping. Because a lot of the new Cosmos are darks, and it banishes them, which is what you kind of want anyway, because it combos really well with Cosmo Town to add back. Other than that, like you almost will always have a dark if you have 1, because you can just add it back off Cosmo Town to then allure it. 2 Dark Hole. I have to play as the channel name says, board wipe cards. which I run the Regeki and the Torrential too. But I run these because it's really important to clear your opponent's board so that your farm girl can hit directly, which really gets your plays going. And also, one thing that does is, well, I'm all messed up. One thing that does is not only just for the farm girl, but anything, it can just help you push for a lot of damage. The E-Tellies, these are pretty much self-explanatory. Bring out Farm Hero, which is the best card in the deck because it's really the card that gets all your plays going. But also it can summon the new Straw Man, which is very important because it opens up even more plays. Like say you already have a Farm Hero in hand, you can special out the Straw Man, or just Hero has to open different plays from there too. And then I choose to run right now. I haven't tried this at all. I played a few games last night before this card had been announced, so I didn't get to try it. One of the equip spell, basically you equip it to a psychic type Kozmo monster, so which is only the 4 or lowers. It gets 500 attack, but it can attack up to 2 monsters during each battle phase. It does piercing battle damage, and if it gets sent to the graveyard, you can pay 800 life points at your hand. So there's the jokes, pay 800, which a lot of decks are doing these days, but it's just a pretty solid card. It makes your farm wheel 2,000. With an honest, it can just put a lot of work in, because if your farm wheel hits twice over 2 monsters, you get a search for each time, because that effect is not once per turn, just the banish effect is. Its other effect to pay 800 at your hand is just pretty solid. It means you really don't need more than one typically, if you even need this card at all. I'm not sure. I think it could just be a really good one of though. The 3 Cosmotown. The thing about this card is you almost always want to have a Cosmotown, but a lot of times you don't want to have more than one. It just, yeah, if you have bad hands, shuffle the big Cosmos and hope they draw some smaller ones, and also just to keep adding back to keep your plays going over and over again. The Regeki kind of goes along with the Dark Holes. All the Dark Holes can serve another purpose where they can clear your big ships away if you need to. But yeah, the Regeki is just pretty good. The breakthrough skills, just because Shaddolls could still be a hard matchup, Dweller, a Dweller Regeki on you can be just devastating. And then the card I really want to talk about for this deck is Generation Shift. This card has potential to just be absolutely amazing in the deck. It combos really well with all of the big ships. So basically, if you don't know what this card does, if you target one face-up monster you control, you destroy it and add a card with the same name from your deck to your hand. Some idea for the combo. The main combo is you Strawman. You bring out any of the big ships, and then you can Generation Shift. You attack with the big ship. You can Generation Shift it. So you add another big ship, plus the big ship you destroyed will float into another thing, and then what you add will be able to bounce for Strawman to summon. So it's just like a Strawman and a Dark Destroyer. You would hit for 500, then 35. You can Generation Shift it. So then the Dark Destroyer can summon the Forerunner. So you can hit for another 28, and then this can banish itself to summon the Dark Destroyer you just added. So that's 6,000 plus 500 plus 28. That's just a lot of damage. Torrential clears the board. Not much else to say. And there's Vanity Somebody. This is a very good card. I could very well see this just getting banned on the ban list, or forbidden limited list, I should say. But I don't think that it will. But I don't really know what to say about the list yet before it comes out. Sorry about that little pause, guys. And then for the extra deck, this obviously is nothing close to probably what it's going to end up being. I kind of just threw cards in there that worked because I didn't have a build yet. So I have an Ancient Fairy, really strong plays. It's synchros are super hard to summon though. I'll probably side the other 2 Ghost Tuggers, but I don't know. So Ancient Fairy, just use an E-Telly and plus one of your Good Witches or your Wicked Witches. But they can add another field spell, which will search a card also, and you gain 1,000, which is not that relevant. Armides, this is a Straw Man and a Ghost Ogre, and Black Rose, just same thing. It's just a thing, and then Scrap Dragon, which honestly the Synchro probably am able to make the most, but it's just okay because you can in past plan they've had a Slip Rider, and you can just E-Telly out a Ghost Ogre and make a Scrap Dragon, pop the field spell, pop something else, and search another field spell. So it's just solid. And then just rank 4, I play a Dweller, a Castell, an Exton. Regna Zero won't be in there. I just was putting 4s in, and then there's some Roach because I thought Clifford's could be hard. I don't really know too much about that. And the Crazy Boxes because Crazy Box is absolutely broken. For 5s, I just run a Pleiades. Pleiades is the best rank 5 by far, so no reason not to run anything else. For 7s, I just ran a Flare Metal and a Big Eye. These aren't most likely to be summoned. Flare Metal, just like if you can't quite hit game, you summon that if they're like 1,000 or less, and you just win. And then for 8s, I just ran a Felgrand and LSA. You never really want to like overlay any of your things because then you lose access to them. But like, it's just an option. If you like, you know your opponent has a Swift Scarecrow and they're at 500 life points, and you just have 2 ships, you can just summon a Pleiades. Oh no, not Pleiades. I Felgrand, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching my first video on this channel. I'd really like it if you would let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And just hopefully just give me some feedback. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.